Greetings, entities and guardians. My name is HyperHimes, and welcome back to Cookie Run Kingdom. So, before we start, let's just get this out of the way. Check this out. Boop, boop, and boop. Every single Odyssey mission I have for the Cookie Odyssey Chapter 2 is now accomplished. Which, now, with that being said, that actually gets us to what we want to go ahead and do in this video, which means we're going to be going back into the Cookie Odyssey, because ever since the new update, it's been a little bit since I decided to cover it. But, you know what? We're still in it, and it seems we're actually nearly halfway through, which is interestingly enough. But I don't know if that has to do with Chapter 1 or 2. I think it's just in total. But with that being said, the thing we have to do now is, apparently, I think, as far as I remember for story-wise, Espresso was, like, given the task. I think Espresso and or Madeline. I think it was primarily Espresso, though. But they had to go ahead and talk to, like, the counselors, going like, hey, guess what? We have the soul jams. And they're just gonna be like, oh, well, how did you do that? Can you give us any info? And Espresso's like, and then they're probably gonna have a panic attack for all I know. Probably not, but you know what? That's what we're just rocking with. But with that being said, while we go through this story, I will be trying to read comments from the video, learning how to social distance. Which, yes, that's actually a real thing in the game, where if you want to leave your questions and comments down in the comment section below for me to read down the videos, then feel free to do so. It could be a random question, a random comment, a random fact, something about me, something about the game, something entirely different, but it doesn't even matter, because as long as we're having a fun time at the end of the day, and we appreciate being around each other from community to creator and creator to community, then that's what matters the most. Which I'm just going to start this off with a few comments from Lynn on the Geode, with one saying, comment question of the day, my Easter was alright, me and my family had an Easter brunch. That actually sounds delicious. You know, speaking of brunch, you know what would be really good for brunch? Like a nice charcuterie board. I know it seems kind of weird to say something like that, like for brunch, but honestly, a nice charcuterie board is just so delectable. And also, your other comment says, when a bubble with 3 dots appears above the player in the town square, it means that the player is talking to an NPC. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I thought that had to do with, like, I don't know, some person you could speak to or, like, try and friend. Okay, but that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, we have all the quotes we could ever need. We literally don't need anything else. So many quills after basically a minimum of 20 days to complete every single reward, because you can only do two rewards a day. But now we're all set. We're all set. We don't need to do anything else. And that's a nice little blimp right there. Sorry if I'm flashing that up so much. Let's just spend our plubbing 32 quills for this one. Hey, plebs.
Venerable elders, thank you for granting us this audience. Without further ado, I shall deliver my report on the summit held at the Vanilla Kingdom. I
thought it was going to be Espresso who did this, not Clotted Cream.
I've invited Sir Madeline Cookie and Espresso Cookie to provide their input as well.
Okay, that just answered my question, I guess. I guess I'll shut up.
Now then, upon my arrival at the summit...
No.
And thus, we have succeeded in transporting the Soul Gem to our Republic.
Even though we nearly got it, kidnapped. By that, I mean we almost lost it the moment we entered here. Y'all need better security, I'm just saying.
They are safely secured in the Institute of Thaumaturgy, and we have already begun a detailed analysis.
The ancient heroes willingly giving their soul jam, and you bringing them here safely too. Well done.
Is this cookie like... I don't know if it's just me. Why do I think this cookie is associated with cotton? Only just because, you know, sheep? I can't be the only one who thought that, like, aren't I?
As it is natural that we preserve our traditions as the rightful descendants of the Vanilla Kingdom, it is just as natural we have a say in the ancient heroes' usage of soul jam. Madeline Cookie and Espresso Cookie, your efforts in investigating the whereabouts of soul jam are to be commended. Let us proceed with special commendations tomorrow at the Divine Sanctum.
I beg your pardon, but my research must take precedence. Receiving a commendation also means I must partake in a frivolous ceremony.
Just call it a ritual.
Ahem! Have you truly the audacity to reject such an offer? They are only bestowed upon the greatest of the Creme Republic, a magnificent gift from the divines themselves.
Ha! We're honored to receive the commendation. We are both very honored.
I still cannot believe it. Soul Gem of Legend, here in our Republic. Is that why I felt an overwhelming presence of vigor and power? Or perhaps my senses are more attuned to perceive such things.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I love the design of Sable Cookie.
It sounds like our scientists will have their hands quite full.
Console.
How are you going to proceed?
The Institute of Thaumaturgy will proceed with its research at full speed. No expenses will be spared. No equipment will be unused. The energy contained within Soul Jam will be scrutinized to the smallest granule of sugar. We must then find a way to safely harness a portion of this energy for other cookies to use. If we succeed, cookies all over Earthbread will have the strength to stand up against Dark Enchantress Cookie.
Ho ho ho! It sounds like a good way to thwart some more pirates, too!
It may be possible to use a portion of the Soul Jam's power to heal the sick and tend to the wounded.
Am I the only one who always was confused by Bam Kushin's design? I just, like, is that a mask? Like, am I forgetting something? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first time I saw that cookie, I thought their name was Lampshade Cookie. I'm not even joking. I know I'm an idiot for saying that, but I'm just being honest.
Regardless of the outcome, my heart yearns to see a world where no cookies will face the pain and grief of war.
A job well done, Clotted Cream Cookie. Convincing the ancient heroes is quite the achievement. Elder Custard Cookie, you must be extremely proud of Clotted Cream Cookie's success.
I'm just gonna confirm this right now. I guarantee you, he's not.
Quite so. But it is times like these when one must remain humble.
To clarify, the ancient heroes have not entirely relinquished their soul jam, correct?
Correct. We are working on borrowed time, and must take full advantage to research its power. The ancient heroes still have a full say in all matters of the soul jam.
Exactly how much time?
Their proposal left us no room for error.
And it better not have been an empty promise.
Who are these cookies?
Just some castaways.
Pardon me for the lack of introduction. These cookies are delegates from the Dark Cacao and Hollyberry kingdoms. They are here to ensure the safety of the ancient hero's soul jam.
I pray you say delicate in a positive manner.
I go wherever my great King Dark Cacao Cookie commands. I was ordered to keep the Soul Jam safe at any cost, and I never disobey orders. His Soul Jam is here, and I'm keeping an eye on all of you.
Her Majesty Hollyberry Cookie and the other ancient heroes have come to this decision after much deliberation. Their will is to see peace on all of Earthbread, and I hope you won't disappoint them.
If successful, this research will remain in history for all time. Our convocation's legacy and the name of the Creme Republic will be remembered by all future generations. It is not an exaggeration to say that the future of the world rests in the hands of our fair city.
By the way, I want you to know that cutscene was like 8 minutes long. I did not expect it to be that long. So there's also, we can go back to the convocation chamber, but also we can go to the Paladin Academy. I don't know why we need to go somewhere. Wouldn't we need to continue the meeting? Okay, but considering that we're already 8 minutes into this plumbing thing, let me go ahead and read some comments and then answer a comment question of the day, or by that I mean ask you. So let's just get that done real quick. There's a few comments from Mona Wolf Deer. One saying, my new profile picture is beautiful, isn't it? Well, let me get a closer look. Is that the Dark Enchantress Cookie costume? That's the Dark Enchantress Cookie costume. Okay, so that's peak. And another comment you left is comment question. I sadly can't celebrate Easter. I wanted to buy chocolate that had a bunny or egg just because I was hungry and my brother was mad. Why would your brother be mad? Can't they just buy your own stuff separately? Like, I mean, they shouldn't be really mad about something that you want. Like, unless if it's like something out of jealousy, but like, I don't know how that plumbing works. But also, there's a few good amounts of comments from Smart and Spiral, which I'll read a couple here. One saying, one time I was completing the request in town, but I think I got the rewards. How can you say you think? Did you not keep track? Another comment you said is, oh my urchins, watch out for the spikes, they're gonna hurt. I mean, could you imagine an urchin that doesn't have spikes? Maybe it does exist out there, but it's gotta be a rare species. And the last comment I'll read from you says, at 10:49, comment question response, speaking of which, I haven't participated in the Easter event, but let's just say it's pretty nice to see the colorful eggs. Well, of course, especially like when you're a kid and you participate in egg hunts, like it's a lot more like, I feel like Easter is a lot more like impactful when you're a kid instead of like when you're an adult, because I feel like usually when you're an adult it just bears down to like, hey, get a basket. That's basically it. But I don't know, that's just something that I thought, you know, made sense in my mind. But for now, I should probably ask a common question of the day, which I want to ask some more wacky questions if it made sense. But how about this? Let's do something pretty interesting. let's say you are stuck in a white room. Like, let's say, like, you're stuck in a room for 24 hours. Let's say this is like a flipping Mr. Beast video. Like, you're just stuck in a room for 24 hours, but there's nothing there. All you have is just a bed to sleep on, and that's literally it. And if you're wondering like, oh, what about food or drinks? You can survive a day without food and drinks. Don't worry, you can survive multiple days. But this is just you and your imagination. What are you planning to do? Because, let's be honest, for someone to survive a day like that, because there's people who survive months like that. And let me tell you, it's no easy feat, but I feel like I am curious to see how you can get creative in there if you just have literally nothing in there. Because I feel like I'm just describing an insane asylum at this point. I think I just straight up am, but I don't know. To be fair, the only way how I can see you surviving that, at least for 24 hours, is you need a massive amount of imagination, or you need a lot of sleep. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, even then, so it'll be a struggle to try and sleep after you, like, sleep for a full good amount of time. So, you need to spend all the other time just trying to do something to entertain yourself. But, I don't know. Just, me just speaking my mind. Let's go over to the Paladin Academy, because let's see what they got cooking over there. Okay, so we got some, gotta do my own voice acting here. Yeah! In my throat, get a swig. Gotta prepare for my roll for the... I think I accidentally swallowed water. Oh, shoot! This must be the Paladin Academy. To think that Madeline Cookie and Financier Cookie study here. I just couldn't miss this place. And nowadays, I'm pretty sure also Queen Amon would have studied here, too. Whoa, I feel blessed by just walking through these bright lit hallways. Academy Cadet 1. Did you just say Madeline Cookie? You must be the envoy for the Cookie Kingdom. That's right. Am I famous already? Huh. That's the envoy from across the sea. The cookies back at the piazza were right. Which one are you? One the big puppy for the Darky Cow Kingdom, or the Hollyberian who can crack rocks with his mighty fist? I'm, in fact, neither of them. Haven't you heard of the third envoy who's incredibly brave? Ginger Brave? It's alright. The important thing is that you know now. And by the way, I brought presents for you all that you'll hopefully just love. Ta-da! It's a bunch of Madeline Cookie's magazines. I've heard that everyone in the Republic is nuts about him, so you look like quite the fans yourselves. How wonderful. I do respect Sir Madeline Cookie greatly. I've 20 of these magazines already. Those Maddies, they made me. So do I. And that's after I gave out a bunch to my school friends, family, even my distant relatives. Well, I had no idea. What should I do with all these? Oh, and vanilla sugar cookie. What? Did you just follow us outside? Okay. Now, who do we have here? I believe we've met at the convocation chamber. Hey, nice to meet you again. The Paladin Academy, huh? My friend Madeline Cookie told me a lot about this place, so naturally, it was on my bucket list. Yes, that's right. Madeline Cookie is indeed the pride of our academy. A people of great talent based on with bright light of the divines. I hope her school was up to your expectations. Oh yeah, it was awesome. How about a souvenir to remember this place, or just the occasion? Boom, ta-da! It's a magazine with no other than Madeline Cookie himself on the cover. What? A magazine? Are you out of your mind to bring such nonsense here to this place of sacred learning? Basking in Madeline Cookie's shining light? Even mockery has its limits. I shudder at the mere thought of the other cadets following this example. Take it. I beg of you to take it out of my sight, and may the light of the Celestials illuminate your path, envoy to the Cookie Kingdom. Oh, Celestials, what has become of our academy? What have I done wrong? I'll give you some advice on what you've done wrong. You basically brought an American book to a French person. I know that doesn't make sense, but basically you're bringing something from someone else's point of views into the light of the actual place that originated there. So it's not how they would view them at all, but I don't know, that's just my take. Anyway, we gotta go back to the convocation chamber, but we'll read a few more comments. Like there's one from Sub-Zero Sammy saying, common question of the day, after Easter egg hunting, I went out to eat at CC's, then went to the park, had a good time. That actually sounds fun. I hope you had a good time there. I've never been to CC's myself, but that does sound like a delicious place to go. If you don't mind, could you tell me what they serve there? Because if you don't, I might just look it up myself. Also, Cheese Font left a comment saying the town square event schedule is in North Korea time, GMT +9. Okay, that makes sense. But the thing is, I wish it would just like set it so that it would lock with your time, I guess. I don't know, that's just me. But anyway, the last one I'll read before I enter the cutscene comes from Arian Funhouse saying, common question, my Easter was pretty fun. Instead of the usual egg hunt, I was having fun painting eggs. Happy Easter. Yeah, that's pretty... I didn't really get a chance to paint eggs because some other people did it for me because I was basically asleep after doing many recordings. But the eggs, eating them after, still pretty good. Anyway, let's go back to the chamber.
Consul, your efforts over the past few days have yielded great results. All of the elders seem pleased with your progress.
By the way, when the Financier, I guess she was always here, but she just never made her presence known.
Yet, I personally am not. There is still an enigma that perplexes me. The masked cookies from before, their movements were far from haphazard. They moved methodically, and their strike was coordinated. It seemed as if they knew when and where we would be, and how the soul gem was being transported. What's more, the reliquary was enchanted with some of the strongest hexes and security devices known to the Republic. And they cut through it all, like a knife through butter. No one knew of such details, except for the elders.
Sir, but that would... Are you suggesting one of the elders might be engaging in such subterfuge?
I swear, if it's the one elder I think it is, I'm going to scream. But I'm not, because it's going to be so obvious. I think you can all know who I'm thinking about.
My behavior and words are unbefitting of my position. My apologies, Consul.
Nothing more than speculation at the moment. Without more details, we would only come to an erroneous conclusion. But I cannot purge this thought from my mind. There is a veil of duplicity and deceit surrounding us.
What must we do, sire? The elders are the foremost authority in the Republic. Even on their own, they hold great power and influence. We cannot investigate them on a whim.
Words are a powerful tool. They are also a window into one's soul. Perhaps we can uncover more through dialogue.
Sounds like straight up this story.
However, my administrative duties restrain me from ascertaining the full truth on my own. I ask for your assistance and cooperation in investigating the elders. I shall speak with Elders Oyster and Custard Cookie. Would you be willing to approach the others? I have a rising suspicion that each elder has made their own personal conclusions about Soul Jam. Perhaps they will unwittingly reveal their intentions.
You can trust us, Clotted Cream Cookie. We'll find out what's going on.
You have my sincerest thanks. Now then, Espresso Cookie. I trust that you will begin your research the moment you return to the Institute. Mind you, there are many eyes carefully watching every turn of this research. Your results will surely influence Earthbred's politics.
I'm just gonna say,
as well as other spheres of life.
I'm just gonna say this right now. You better hope that Madeline is like your carry-on guard, because you know you can't let those floating soul gems get stolen again.
I know you are eager to begin, but I must ask, not just for formality. Will you be able to handle such a tremendous task? Can I ask you to bring a new age of peace and prosperity to all cookies of Earthbred?
Yes, I shall.
I leave the sciencing to you. Ha ha! Then what should I do? Aha! I got it! My new friends from afar. It would be an honor to invite you to stay at Mansion Madeline during your visit.
He has a whole mansion?
The sunlight radiates throughout its halls, warm and comfortable chambers every which way. And, most of all, it's my home!
An excellent idea, Sir Madeline Cookie. I hope everyone may rest and recuperate well at Mansion Madeline.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know Madeline Cookie had his own mansion. So, that's actually pretty much a shocker. However, I think I'm going to end the video right here because, well, I still got some comments to read, and it's basically around the 20-minute mark, which I usually end my videos at. But we still got a lot of quotes, so we can go through basically the whole entirety of the story. So, let me go through these comments, then we'll be good there. Oh, my bloody stomach, what's wrong with me? Anyway, with that being said, there's a comment from Sonic Gamer saying, common question, my Easter is actually pretty good so far. Had a nice Easter breakfast with friends and family. We all went to church together, and later tonight, we're going to have a nice Easter dinner. By the time you read this, it's already happened. Well, personally, I really hope that you had an enjoyable time at your Easter dinner, your Easter breakfast, your church time, and all that stuff. Which, honestly, it's nice that you're enjoying activities that you're, just having fun in. And the last comments I see come from AGamer360, with one comment saying, common question of the day, nothing happened. Well, I'm sorry. But your other comment says, gotta love the French version of the kingdom is somewhat accurate to the Korean version. Saint Honorary Cookie, Urchin Cookie, and Brown Sugar Cookie are the Korean names for Caramel Shoe, Street Urchin, and Caramel Arrow. The French names being closer to the Korean version. Well, I guess it does make sense. I mean, let's be honest. Urchin and Street Urchin? Whoa. And I guess brown sugar, that doesn't, like, that melts in caramel, right? I'm being an idiot, probably. But, Saint Onair and caramel shoe, I guess caramel, but... What? Huh. How come adding an arrow to Saint Onair creates caramel? But, like... I'm sorry, I'm just being so confused by that. I'm just gonna end it right there because I feel like that's being more confused than I needed to be. If you enjoy the video, then please be sure to leave a like on it, and also share the video with your friends if you enjoy my kick around content, and if you enjoy my content in general, then why not subscribe, and also hit the bell icon to be notified of whatever I do in the future. Also, down below in the description, you'll see links to all my social media, including a Twitter post where if it gets 10,000 likes, I can get the kick around YouTube stuff for absolutely free. You'll see links to my Discord server called the Hypenese Hub, a link to my merchandise where you can buy stuff to represent the channel, a link to my Discord server called, which I already said that, what the pub's wrong with me, a link to my merchandise where you can buy stuff to represent the channel, and lastly, a link to my Ko-fi where for just $1 a month, you can see exclusive content that you wouldn't normally see in this normal YouTube channel. But above all else, I will see you, entities and guardians, in the next video. Hail the Hypenese.